did we, I don't know that we've done a great job of communicating or instilling in them how important it is to not go through some things.
Right.
To not have these things in common.
Right.
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 They're talking points. They're trauma bonds, really, like when the negative things are how you connect with people. But even when somebody as respected in an industry, staying with the Jay-Z analogy or example, we don't want to hear it. It's like, yeah, but.
Always.
And I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. And if this is the first time you listening, this show is not about having all the answers. It's about having a conversation that prompts you to look at yourself and have these conversations in your homes and your community. But I don't know why we're like that. It's not just the sons. That's my oldest daughter. Like she's the, yeah, but I'm also going to go do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then as an adult, it's more complicated because they're an adult. They just don't understand the consequences that follow because they've been sheltered. They've been they've been pampered. They've been
and I'll even take it to a primitive example. It's I used to breed and raise dogs growing up, right? So there were characteristics that certain breeds or bloodlines had that you had to be aware of. You eventually try to breed it out if it's undesirable, those traits and characteristics, or if there's certain traits and characteristics you are looking for, you breed it in. You know what I mean? So I think our culture as a people, we're so saturated with this drive of, I got to go test this out. I got to figure this out. I got to do this. I'm not going to say every person is a go-getter naturally, but it could be a go-getter in the wrong way. You know, you're not necessarily trying to be gainfully employed or use this for the positive. It's kind of like a use your powers for bad type deal. You're brilliant, but you're a brilliant criminal.
Right.
You're brilliant, but you're brilliantly getting away with manipulating people or using people or finding a way to not do anything.
Yep.
Or finding a way to do something the wrong way. You're brilliant. You're some things I hear some people say, I'd be like, man, if you would turn that thing around and go the other way, man, your name will ring in record books for the rest of your life.
Right.
But that's not the interest. The interest is what I've picked up as a child from the time I hit the ground running to now, the things I've been exposed to. And I'm naturally drawn to now, it calls my name. And because it calls my name, if it's bad, it's bad. So even if we take the sheltered route and we're showing these kids this, if it's foreign to their bloodline, if you will, or their natural drive, you eventually find yourself. All you can do is hopefully put some things in there for them to mix in with it later and to counter what they're naturally drawn to. So that's like, I know you're going to punch somebody in the face one day.
It's coming.
But I want you to also have that remorse. I want you to also be able to go back and see the wrong in where you could have went the other way. So hopefully if I at least get that piece in you, if you do it once, you're not habitual. You're not going to do it 1,000 times. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. But I'm hoping to put enough in you, instill enough in you to where it's like, this is not right. I have to find a way to get this out of me. Because you have to get it out of you. Other people can't say, that's enough. You've been mean long enough. That's not how it works.
I think as I was ingesting what you were saying, one thing that jumped out at me is this whole thing is about what are we teaching our sons in actions. Actions speak louder than words. Actions are more memorable. You know, what they say, people remember how you made them feel, right? And that's true for children, sons and daughters. I wonder if, let me back up. Part of those actions that I think we overlook as men, even when we're the most intentional about teaching our sons how to be men. And that's, again, not, we don't exclude daughters, but it's a very focused conversation about raising young boys to become men. They understand us by our behavior, our activity, right? So even those times we pull them aside and say, hey, son, you should have done this, they're comparing that to what they saw us do.
Yes.
Right? So when you said remorse, what I instantly thought of was how often we apologize to our sons. And I remember specifically one time that my pops apologized to me. Last time I got a whoop, I think I was in 8th grade, so I was like 13. So I was 13. And he realized the whipping wasn't having the effect that he thought it should, and that I was at an age where maybe that was a different way.
Right.
And he was whipping me, and then he cried.
Right.
And then he came and apologized to me. He said, I was making you feel like less of a man.
Man.
That's never the intent.
Man.
Like he wanted to discipline me for sure, but that was default.
Right.
But at some point, even if it's not physical, if the discipline is always, I'm gonna take TV out your room, eventually you learn how to live
without the TV.
With TV in the room. And I'm not talking about abuse by the standards of men. By the standards of men. Today, ooh, Lord have mercy. You're scared to look at your kid wrong. Some people are
going to jail.
But like that was a more memorable man-to-man moment in my relationship with my father than until the time when we had the conversation on this podcast a year ago now.